is Meredith from SheSwingsOnTheStar.com. This practice is therapeutic for the shoulders, which of course a lot of people have either pain or injuries or restrictions in their shoulders. And this will help to both increase range of motion through stretching and also strengthen those muscles to hopefully prevent injuries. Of course, like any exercise regime, you should always speak with your doctor before beginning something new. But let's get started. So come to stand with your feet about hip distance apart and parallel. You want to hug the muscles to the bone and hug your legs to your midline of your body. Bring your shoulder blades onto the back and broaden through the collarbones and draw the lower ribs in, tone the belly. First inhale, our arms all the way up. Exhale, hands to the heart. Inhale up. Exhale, hands to the heart. Let's do that one more time. This time we're going to inhale the arms all the way up, interlace the fingers, and exhale to the side. And stay here for one breath. On your next inhalation, come back to center and exhale to the other side. Inhale, back up to center. Now we're going to take our hands and press them palms up, drawing the shoulder blades onto the back. And it's like we want to separate or pull our fingers apart, but they're not going to move. You want to get your arms as straight as you possibly can. My right arm, my right elbow does not straighten, so you'll notice that. But it's more about the intention in the pose, the intention in the action, and not necessarily the outward form if you do have restrictions. Keep breathing here. Nice steady inhalations and exhalations through the nose. And then on your next exhalation, we're going to release the hands down. We are going to interlace your fingers behind your back, keeping a slight bend to the elbows, and then draw the hands away from the low back. Breathing into the collarbones in the front of the chest to open up those muscles there. Kind of counteracting the fact that we spend so much time punching over a computer or driving and those sorts of things. And then let's wrap your arms around to your side of your waist, drawing the elbows in. Continuing to breathe fully here. And then bring the hands around to the other side of your waist. Again, keeping the elbows in close to the body. And release. Now we're going to inhale our arms out to a T. Exhale, crossing the left arm over the right. And just give yourself a nice hug here with your hands on your shoulders and open up into the back of the shoulders and the upper back now. Now you could choose to stay here, or if you have a little more openness, you could come into eagle arms. So you would bring your palms together, keeping the elbows lifted and the forearms working towards parallel with the floor. Keep breathing there. Of course, you don't want to be off to the center like I am. This is just so you can see. And release. Inhale the arms back up to a T. Now cross the other elbow on top. Again, giving yourself a nice hug, opening up the upper back. If you'd like, you can, again, come into eagle arms. Keeping the elbows lifted up. And release your arms. Okay, so let's inhale the arms up again. This time we're going to take one hand and put it in our elbow. Hold on to our elbow. You want to press the elbow into the hand and then resist with the hand. Bringing the hand down your back, the palm flat against your back as far as you can bring it. Breathe here. This is a really nice stretch for the back of your arm. And exhale and release that side. Inhale up again and take the other side. Again, pressing the elbow into the hand into the elbow. Now you can see with this side I don't have as much flexibility because of the arthritis, so I can't get my hand all the way down my back. And that's fine. You can stay wherever you are. Wherever you are right now, just start with that. Try to keep your head back, lifted. And on your next exhale, release the arms down to your side. Now we're just going to do some shoulder circles, circling to the back. Just taking your shoulders through the full range of motion. And I'd just like to remind you that you want to be keeping your feet still active, still hugging with the kneecaps lifted. This feels really good on your shoulders. It's also strengthening. And let's just do a couple more. And release. Now we're going to inhale the arms out to the side again. We're going to draw the heads of the arm bones right into the shoulder socket, so it's really just plugged in. Palms are facing front. And we're just going to do some slow, mindful arm circles towards the back. So even though this may not look like a yoga exercise, because we're doing it mindfully and with the breath, it is. We're calling it yoga. And again, it's just a really good strengthener. And then you can take your palms and face them straight up to the ceiling, continuing with your circles. Exhale and release. Just pause here for a moment. Feel the energy in your arms. And for this next part, we're going to grab a strap. And you can use, if you don't have a yoga strap, you can use like a belt for a bathrobe or a necktie. I want you to take your strap about at least shoulder width apart. You may need to take it a little bit wider. And I want you to grasp it with your palms facing down and just slowly inhale the arms up. Hold here, pulling the strap apart. Like you want to pull it apart and your shoulder blades again are coming down your back, away from your ears. And this is really using a lot of muscular energy. And then take your arms back a little bit more. You may need to separate your hands a little bit wider for this. But still, you're still grasping the shoulders down your back and pulling the strap apart. And we're just going to take the one hand down your back, the other hand comes up overhead. Again, you want to try to keep your arms straight if you can. Breathing here. And next inhalation, raise both arms back up again. And exhale. Now bring your other hand down your back and the other one up in the air. It's a really good opener. Remember to keep your belly toned and your lower ribs down. Inhale, come back up to center. Exhale, arms back down. So we're standing again, feet still hip distance apart and parallel. We're going to take our hands again, interlace the fingers behind our back. We're going to hug the muscles to the legs and squeeze in towards the midline. Forward fold from the hips and just bring your arms overhead and let gravity pull them forward to help open up the shoulders. Really strong legs here. Inhale, maybe micro bend a little bit. Inhale all the way up, come to standing. Now for this next part, you're going to need some wall space. So you're going to come to the wall. You're going to take one arm, placing it palm up, and just keeping a little bend in the elbow. You're going to kind of karate chop into the wall. And then you're going to start to open up. So the hand is behind you. You're just opening your body out to the side. Your feet and your torso should be lined up here. Just breathing here. This is a really, really good deep stretch for the front of the chest, the shoulder, the upper arm. So breathe into that area of your body. Let it open up and release. And on your next exhale, release that side, and we're going to do the other side. So again, you're going to just turn here. Karate chop the wall with your palm up, slight bend in the arm, and just start to open up your body to the side until you start to get a nice stretch there. So excuse my back. And you can even look out over your opposite shoulder to have the twist kind of go right up through the neck. Remember to keep your legs active. Make sure you don't kind of tweak your knee. Keep them lined up with your hips and your feet. And breathe into the front of the shoulder. And release. Okay, this next pose is called clock pose, and you're going to want to be about maybe a foot away from the wall. If you're a little more open, you might be a little bit closer, and if you have less flexibility, then you might need to be a little bit farther away from the wall. So just see where it works for you. You're going to place your palm flat on the wall above your head, and we're just going to be moving our hand back like through a clock face. So let's start to walk the fingers, so your arm would be at about 11 o'clock on the clock face, or 1 o'clock, depending which side you have against the wall. Hold it there. Again, you're drawing the arm bone into the shoulder socket and keeping the shoulder blade on the back. So for each position here, you want to take a couple breaths. So walk your hand back a little bit more. And again, just little by little down the wall. So your hand is making a semicircle. Walk it down. A little bit more. Some more. Until you get down, not quite to the bottom. And release, and then we're going to do that on the other side. So again, excuse my back. Palm to the wall. Again, drawing the head of the arm bone into the shoulder and bringing the shoulder blades onto the back. Walking the hands slowly, step by step, in a semicircle along the wall. Remember to keep pressing your fingertips into the wall and drawing the arm bone into the shoulder socket. And again, if this is a little too intense where you're at now, you could come away from the wall a little bit. And again, you want to keep your arm as straight as you can without hyperextending the elbows. So if you have the ability to kind of puck your elbow in the wrong direction, make sure you keep a little micro bend. And as you get closer to the bottom, you can also kind of turn your body away from the wall a little more so that you are still getting a nice stretch. And release. Now let's come to standing again. Interlace the fingers behind the back. We'll do another forward fold here. So shoulder blades on the back, legs hugging towards the center. Exhale, hinge from your hips, folding forward, bringing the arms overhead, keeping the legs very active here to protect your low back. Bending the knees slightly, strong legs, inhale, come all the way back up. Now for this next pose, you're going to need a block. If you don't have a block, you could try with a book or something else. We're going to stand up against the wall. Got the heater here, that might be in the way. You're going to hold the block like two L's with your hands. So hold it between your forefinger and your thumb. Bring yourself back up against the wall. And you want to bring your shoulders, your elbows forward. Not your shoulders, your elbows are pointing forward. The block is resting on your head. You're going to inhale and very slowly press the block up. Straightening your arms as much as you can. And always trying to keep the elbows pointing forward as much as you can. Exhale. Slowly bring it back down. Inhale and bring it up. Exhale, bring it back down. Okay, this last pose is a strengthener. Again, you're going to need a block for this one. You're just going to take the block and bring it to the inside of your upper arm on both sides. Might take a little adjusting. And you're just going to squeeze the block. Raise your elbows up so that you're kind of at 90 degrees here and your upper arms are parallel to the floor. And squeeze the block. And breathe here. And just hold it for whatever feels comfortable to you. If you have broad shoulders, you might need to take another block and put it perpendicular to the first one to get a little bit wider. And then release that. Pause for a moment, and the way you can finish up this practice, you could either go on and do some other poses that you choose, or you could come into a final relaxation pose. And what's really nice since we've done so much shoulder opening here, is if you did a heart opening Shavasana or corpse pose, and you can do that either using a bolster, which is what I have here, or you can take some blankets and fold them into like a long rectangle and use those, or use whatever you might have at home, pillows, that sofa cushions, whatever works. And you're just going to sit up against your bolster or blanket. Extend your legs down about maybe 8 or 10 inches apart, and then recline over the bolster or blankets so that you see how it's like bringing my shoulders back, opening up the heart a little bit more. Now, something this high might be too deep for you, so then go with something lower. For example, I have some students with fibromyalgia that would be way too much of a back bend, and it might cause a flare in their symptoms. So you might just want to use one blanket. So see what works for you, and spend maybe 10 minutes if you can or more in the pose, just relaxing, letting your body absorb all the benefits of that shoulder therapeutics practice. You can put on some music if you like, or a guided meditation, and just enjoy. So thank you very much. Namaste.